Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, October 11th, around noontime Mountain Time 2022. You're looking at the seismic swarm at Taupo, Volcano in New Zealand, and it continues to increase. We also have snow in the forecast, but the big story, at least 28 are dead as Hurricane Julia drenches Central America with rainfall. Keep calm, it's boom time. Dozens dead as Storm Julia dumps heavy rain in Central America. Tropical Storm Julia reemerged in the Pacific following a pounding of Nicaragua and drenching Guatemala and El Salvador. The pictures are, well, dirty and slightly horrific. Here, residents are cleaning up a road after a mudslide in El Salvador. And there you can clearly see a car crushed by some other things moving down slope. So, thoughts and prayers to all those affected by Julia. As we take a look at the two-day graphical outlook, we have a tropical disturbance here in the Gulf that's going to circle around and hopefully dissipate. We could see it sitting down here and run it through on the model. Just going to potentially bring some bands of moisture to the southern Gulf Coast of Texas for the next few days, as another front moves east and brings some heavy snow up into Canada. But we'll get to the snow totals in a minute. 70s and a few strong storms, and then right back to freezing with another strong swing in temps this week. Heads up, Wisconsin. And here are the snowfall totals looking deep by the end of the month. This is just through the 26th of October. And there's that snow up in Canada that's going to start falling as the weekend enters Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, moving east. And it looks like it's going to continue to fall for quite some time there as that system moves down from British Columbia next weekend into, it looks like, the Sierras and all the Rockies. Could be some heavy totals here in Washington and Oregon, but we are in that triple dip La Nina, so we're expecting that. Strong to severe storms and fire weather in the central U.S. today. A strong cold front will sweep through the central U.S. into the east over the next few days. This cold front will produce strong to severe thunderstorms today from the upper Mississippi Valley into the central plains, with elevated to critical fire weather conditions in the northern and central plains. You can see the warnings there in pink. So heads up, do not flick your cigarette butts out the window, Nebraska. Daylight Savings Time 2022. The U.S. Senate okayed the Sunshine Protection Act, but Californians will still fall back for now. But it is in the works. This year, the U.S. Senate unanimously approved a bill called the Sunshine Protection Act, which was introduced by Marco Rubio from Florida. The bill would permanently extend daylight savings time from 8 months of the year to the full year, so we would never switch. But the measure has not yet passed the U.S. House of Representatives, nor has it been signed in law by Joe Biden. This has been done in the past, and people just usually don't like that to occur. But we'll see what happens. Now you know about La Nina and Sam. Now meet Julian, another culprit for the soggy spring in Australia. Let's take a look at this map. This is the estimated rainfall through this week. Take a look at those totals. 150 to 200, I guess that millimeters, right down in there. And take a look at that. So some heavy precipitation. I wonder if some of this will be snow, ho-ho. But what we have is another weather pattern. La Nina is not the only climate pattern affecting the rainfall in Australia at the moment. The lesser-known Madden-Julian Oscillation, or MJO, is also currently active. So we've got triple dip, La Nina, and now the MJO. This eastern moving zone of wind and cloud circles the tropical areas of the globe, and when active, increases the chances of above average rainfall in Australia. So it has a greater effect across northern Australia, but can affect the southern Australia too, according to the experts. So heads up, Australia, you will be flooding. And it could be crazy. We've got the latest earthquake popping off here in Turkey just moments ago as we do our general seismic update, and we don't have much activity. The Ring of Fire is quite active in the moderate region, especially the western portion. So let's go over to worldwide volcano news, where there is some exciting news. Nevado de Chilon in central Chile had several pyroclastic flows today, followed by a powerful explosion here. Take a look at this. The Sernanjinmin surveillance camera observed a major explosion in the late afternoon on the 9th of October. Okay, this is 2 days ago, my bad. A spectacular tall and dense ash plume rose 18,000 feet and was, well, quite a picture. Now, maybe later. So that's what's going on in Chile. As we come over to Taupo Volcano in New Zealand, the seismic swarm continues. The volcanic alert just remains at 1, though. So that's quite interesting. The period of earthquake swarm at the volcano continues. The average rate of quakes has been varying since May, peaked with over 80 events per week in early September. The current weekly value has dropped significantly to 40 events a week, but 746 earthquakes in total have been detected so far. And you can see that uptick here in 2022. Quite significant at Taupo. Now, this is a big boomer and a big deal, so we need to keep a close eye on Taupo. Take a look at the eruptive history. Extending back all the way to about 10,000 BC, it is mostly VEI 4, 5, and the occasional 6 here in 1460 BC, but this is a big boomer. Last VEI 6 was in 233, and there may be a confirmed the smallest eruption ever confirmed at VEI 0 in 260, but it might just have been an afterfart from the 233 gigantic boomer at VEI 6. So this is a very dangerous and deadly volcano, and you can see the big caldera here is now filled with water. So any eruption that may come up here will be phreomagmatic and create intense amounts of steam that could affect the global weather if some of that steam gets shot into the stratosphere. So this is a very significant volcano that could significantly impact the climate on Earth, and we need to keep a close eye on Taupo. So, space weather news update. We had some impulsive M flares kicking off the sun. An impulsive M3.9 solar flare was detected around AR 3112, same sunspot region that gave us this long duration M flare yesterday. But none of these have any CME development. They were just short-lived. And it looks as if the sun has gone quiet now. See how it's dropped off there into the B range? So none of these flares in the M range have anything headed our way. So here's an interesting, the DART mission update comes today from NASA. And so the data coming from the cameras, from the satellite that smashed into it and the one that was watching it will all be coming in today. So we should have some amazing imagery of what happened when they smashed DART into Didymos, into Dimorphos, my bad. And so that information coming out today live. You can watch it on NASA 2 p.m. right here. Click the link to NASA TV at 2 p.m. live. They'll be doing that update with the data and probably some video. So let's see if that's scheduled. Yeah, update on NASA's DART mission is going to go 2 to 2:30. So it's a 1-hour update over here at NASA TV if you're interested in what's going on with the DART mission. Now, this is pretty cool. Counting CMEs is trickier than you think. Space weather forecasters have a problem. Too many CMEs almost every day now. We're in solar max, and the sun is hurling multiple CMEs into space. Some are bigger than others. So we can take a look at the 10th of October here, and all those little CMEs blasting out, all happily away from the planet. You can also see Venus, which is about to go behind the sun for several weeks here. Well, it is already behind the sun because you can't see Venus when you're looking at the sun. So there's that. Venus will reemerge later in the winter, and we'll be able to see it as the morning star. Now, here's a flashback to cosmic ray flux, thanks to Cap Allen over at Electroverse. And this is being provided by Sign of the Times, SOT, Earth Changes. If you want to get up to speed with why galactic cosmic rays affect the climate on Earth and why the times we're in are very dangerous, we are in a magnetic excursion where the magnetic field of Earth is weakening, allowing more of these cosmic rays to come in and nucleate more clouds. The sun is also the weakest it's been in 100 years, allowing more galactic cosmic rays coming in from the sun. So it's a 1-2 punch. And if you want to know more about the science, we'll leave you links below to cosmic ray flux and global cooling. The implications are upon us. Now, could a powerful solar storm wipe out the internet? Well, heck yeah, and then some. Could wipe out the entire power grid and send us back into the Stone Age. That is the problem. It could also affect all of those tens of thousands of satellites up in low Earth orbit, and they could all fail and re-enter, and it would be the 4th of July. So we scream it at the top of our lungs. All these are a possibility, and it is ever increasing each and every day. Now, if you haven't heard, Tulsi Gabbard announces she's leaving the Democrat Party, calling it an elitist cabal of warmongers that are about to start World War III. And I couldn't agree more. Way to go, Tulsi. Now, if the elite cabal is about to start World War III, well, shouldn't we know the best places to survive a nuclear war in the U.S.? This is coming out yesterday from Newsweek. The best places to survive nuclear war. That's just insane. This is not the world I want to live in. And that's a boom. Not a nuclear boom, a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Hope you got something out of the video. Become a Patreon and support the work we do. Or just share this video and be a hero. We love you. Be safe.